I feel a bit late to the party, but we've just received some Chucky Season 2 promo photos, and let's talk about it. Now, the first photo, we see Jake running down the boarding school halls. This is likely during the scene when everyone is running down the stairs, screaming, and Father Bryce leaves his room, as we saw in the trailer. I think we can see Devon even running behind Jake, maybe to check out all the rooms for Chucky, as Jake does the same. I can only imagine this is when Chucky attacks or kills someone, and or they discover / find a body or a dead body. Next, Nadine, Jake, and Lexy are seen sitting in a room listening to someone, although we don't know who. Maybe Devon, since that's the only other person that's a friend, unless it's Father Bryce or maybe a nun or even a kid that bullies them at the Catholic boarding school. I could see that happening or being a factor too. In the page quote, it says that Lexy and Nadine, or it says Lexy and Nadine aren't ecstatic either, as Jake isn't too. So maybe getting some bad news, or they're getting some bad news. I don't know. The next photo is just Jake standing there, or standing looking angry or disgusted. Not much to pull from it, unless the fact it seems it's in the same room as he was seen in before with Lexy and Nadine, since the wallpaper and the wall photo placement seem the same. The page quote is Jake not happy with his new school, or Jake is not happy with his new school, which there are plenty of reasons for that, although it could be what they're being told in that one photo, or maybe many other reasons that we'll get into later. Then we transition to Lexy with her sister Caroline, and she's seen with a huge knife, obviously the one she pulls out on the Tiffany Bride doll in the trailer, and this is likely or like Lexy from the start of the trailer also, so maybe out of paranoia so she can defend herself, but this seems to be pre-boarding school. And we can even see a framed photo of Lexy's mother and her now deceased father, or Lexy's mother's now deceased husband. Next, we see Lexy, Caroline, and their mother Michelle sitting on the couch, although I can't tell if this is behind the scenes stuff or her mom or mother being interviewed, since I think she's still the mayor. Although again, after season 1, I'd be stunned if anyone felt safe with her as mayor, and again, likely pre-boarding school. I wonder if her mother will still be as strict and annoying as season 1. I can only hope not. The next photo is a really eye-catching one, since we see Lexy tying up the Tiffany Bride Doll, which we see Caroline with in the trailer. So we now know they'll be getting the doll, or get the doll before Lexy leaves to go to the Catholic boarding school if she never comes home and is at the school all season. It's still cool to see, and likely why Lexy gives Caroline the knife, besides Chucky, of course, still being out there. Also, telling by Lexy's crazed look and like the others pre-being shipped off to the Catholic boarding school. Father Bryce can be seen next, and not much to take from this. It's just Devon Sawa chilling behind the scenes, maybe catching a slice of pizza. I don't know. Lexy can be seen talking to Nadine, although I can't really pick up on what's going on, although I do wonder if Lexy will try to protect Nadine, kind of like an older sister, since Nadine will likely be a fish out of water, kind of, until she learns about Chucky and how to handle him with and like the others. Also, with Nadine holding the bear, it feels like another way of how Nadine might be like Caroline with the dolls. Maybe she'll even like Chucky, until he wants to play hide the soul and tries to kill her and everyone else. Next is a behind the scenes shot of Chucky and the puppet and animatronic setup process, and I'll assume this is the scene where he scares the nun to death, which is a scene I cannot wait for, since the tease in the trailer looked really and very funny. The last photo from the SFX issue is of Devon and Jake in what looks like to be their outfits or clothes from the start of the trailer where they're being interviewed. I know this is likely when they arrive, but I keep feeling like this is after or near the end of the season and they're leaving, and when asked about what happened to Chucky, the interviewer means after the boarding school deaths, or after the Catholic boarding school deaths, and that's what scares them into season 3. Likely not, but I'll go with them arriving at the boarding school or the Catholic boarding school and the bags of their uniforms, etc. The last page, though, was a cool art piece and a phrase of sins of the father, and religion and family go head to head as Chucky returns to wreak revenge once more. Not much to get from that, just a cool quote. Now, that was the last photo from the SFX issue. We have a new one from Entertainment Weekly where we can see Jake sitting in front of Father Bryce in his office and at his desk. It could be him talking to Jake normally, or maybe talking about, Chucky Chucky. So either Father Bryce talking about Jake about, just like, normally, or maybe about Chucky. Now let's get to the quote under this. It says, "Prepared for a religious experience on season 2 of the Killer Dolls show. Chucky creator Don Mancini channeled his own Catholic upbringing by sending season 1 survivor Jake Zachary Arthur, his boyfriend Devon, and their pal Lexy into the care of nuns and priests. Our kids are sent into or to a Catholic reformed school," says Mancini. So we follow this budding gay relationship in a Catholic school setting. As you can imagine, there's going to be some conflict going on. As you can also imagine, the Brad Doll voice Chucky does not make things any easier. Chucky's not done with them, says Mancini. He has sworn vengeance on those who thwarted him in season 1, and he attempts to get it. Also, Tiffany is one of the people he wants to get revenge on, as mentioned in an article earlier this last few months or last few weeks, I don't know. It also says Devon Sawa also returns despite perishing twice in season 1, in the way that Ryan Murphy would bring back actors in different roles on American Horror Story. Of course, amazing show. Or I've only seen the first 2 or 3 seasons of American Horror Story, so don't take me up on that 100%. I don't know. I've seen a lot of bad reviews, but moving on. I guess Devon Sawa is this franchise's Jesse Lang, laughs Mancini. He's also playing the headmaster of the school where the kids get sent to. So sorry for the stuttering. I'm a bit of a fast reader. Although there isn't much to pick here, it kind of gives us a teaser into some conflict in Chucky season 2. As I mentioned, a religious or Catholic school, and Jake and Devon will be conflict, which seems to take from Don Mancini's personal life from his Catholic upbringing. So that should be interesting. I'll admit I did see a photo a few weeks or a month ago or so with a supposed leak with Jake lying flat on the floor, and the leak being Jake was knocked out for being caught with Devon by a nun, which would be scary to say the least, although I'd take it with a grain of salt since not only was there no source, but I can't find the post or tweet anymore. So that's all I want to talk about in the video. Some photos of Chucky season 2 and some bits of information. It was all cool. I did want to buy the issue, but sadly the physical copy wouldn't be to me until October, or very, very late October. I mean, Halloween would literally be a few days after I got that issue, so maybe it would have been good. I don't know. So I found these photos through Bloody Disgusting. I don't think there was anything too mind-blowing in the issue or in there in the SFX issue or magazine, but maybe I'll cover it on a stream when I eventually get it someday. So what are your thoughts? What do you think of these photos? Did I miss anything? And what are your thoughts? As per usual, all sources will be linked down below. Thanks for watching. Peace, my amigos, and peace out.